Hey everyone, I have my predictions for Week 14, and let's get them started. New England versus the Rams. I'm giving this to the Rams. I honestly think New England will be really close in this game. A really good game. Anyone have Damian Harris? Because I do. And up here I'm playing as Cooper Kupp. So it's going to be a pretty fun day of football. Today I feel like it's going to be... bless me. All around good matchup, but if you really want to look at the keys for New England, maybe to have a chance in this football game, it's going to definitely be that New England is going to have Cam Newton play a spectacular game and need to get pressure on Jared Goff and force him to make bad throws. Titans at Jags. I'm giving this to the Titans easily. I think they'll bounce back versus the Jags, I honestly think. Now, honestly, don't count the Jags out. I've never said that before about the Titans. But Baker Mayfield absolutely killed them. I'm a Browns fan, of course, but he killed them. Mike Glennon, if you look at the stats, has 4 touchdowns and 1 interception, like an 80 passer rating. And the Tennessee secondary is so bad, I only know about 2 people on there, and they're both safeties, Kevin Byron and Desmond King, and Adoree Jackson, who's injured half the time. I'm giving this to Tennessee by a little bit, but honestly, this is an upset game if you really want to go into the statistics, because Miles Jack, Joe Schobert, Alex Wingold, just to name a few, are going to be a really big factor in that game. But there is a lot of rookies in the Jacksonville Jaguars, so I think that's going to be honestly the reason why. Houston, Chicago. I think Houston's going to have a decent season. I think they'll end up going 8-8. I don't think they'll make the playoffs by any means, but they're going to bounce back a little bit, starting with a win over Chicago. A little bit of a hot take right here, but I'm going Bengals over Dallas. I feel like the Bengals are a little bit they're not as bad as you think without Joe Burrow. I mean, maybe it's just because I'm a Browns fan, but did you know that the Bengals beat the Titans, a healthy Titans, by 14? I mean, that's insane to me. So I feel like the Bengals with Joe Burrow are really good. I think they'll squeak one out versus the Cowboys. I think it'll be a low-scoring game without Joe Burrow. But they'll get 2 special turns. They'll get 2 return touchdowns, and they'll win 14-7 somehow. A game of the week, Colts versus Raiders. I'm giving this one to the Indianapolis Colts. It's going to be an absolute one of the biggest games of the year for both teams. Whoever loses this one might not make the playoffs, including the Raiders, because the Raiders are really on the edge of the bubble. Falcons at Chargers. I'm giving this to the Falcons. I don't think the Chargers can bounce back from a 45-0 loss to the Patriots, and I just feel like the Falcons are not. They're one of the best 4-7 teams in the NFL, 5-7 or whatever. Vikings-Bucks, a huge game for the Bucks. If they lose this football game, the Vikings are ahead of them in the NFC, and it's pretty sad. I mean, I can't believe the Bucks are still top 10 in people's rankings. I mean, the Bucks are 7-5. I'm giving this to the Bucks, though. Denver, Carolina, another Super Bowl matchup. I'm giving this to the Carolina Panthers. I feel like if the Denver Broncos want to win this game, I feel like their corners, Bryce Callahan, their free safeties, Justin Simmons, Kareem Jackson, their secondary is going to really have to keep up with Teddy Bridgewater, because Teddy Bridgewater has a lot of deep threats, like Robbie Anderson, DJ Moore, Curtis Samuel, you can even argue, and yeah, I just feel like they need to have a really good defensive game. Upset of the week. I'm getting the Giants over the Cardinals. I feel like the Giants are not a bad football team. Their defense is so good, it's not even funny. In my opinion, they're a top 7 defense. But the Giants will win this one. Not by a lot, but by a little. Kansas City Dolphins. This one, if the Dolphins pull this off, they're a contender. They're a true contender, and I already see them as a contender, but I just feel like they're a little bit overrated. I mean, they beat the Bengals, the Jets, and the depleted 49ers. That are ones I could think of. They beat the Jets again. I haven't beaten anyone good. So, beat the Cardinals. They beat the Cardinals. So. Seattle versus the Jets. Seattle easily. The Jets were going to go 1-16. They're tanking right now. They're tanking like crazy. But the Seattle Seahawks will win this game convincingly. Washington versus the 49ers. I'm going to this is the football team. They're going to actually pull off a pretty big upset right here to keep them alive in the NFC East because I do think this is a really big game for both the NFC. For the NFC East is just whole like respect levels, because if you're 6-7 and 6-7 and you finish 9-7 and win your division, that's at least decently respectable. That's just a bad division. But if they finish below 500, they finish like 6-10 or 7-9. Lord have mercy on my soul. Saints, Eagles. Poor Eagles. They're going to finish 3-12-1 in my opinion. They have one of the toughest schedules in football. They're going against amazing Saints team, top 3 in the NFL. They're going to get depleted, and I think they're going to lose by over 20. Green Bay versus Detroit. This is like one of the worst games of the week. I mean, there's like really no one to really just say. I'm giving this to the Packers easily. 2 big AFC North games. Bills versus the Steelers. I'm giving this to the Bills. The Steelers are actually not too good. They're not saying they're bad, but they're not too good. Finally, Browns versus Ravens. My Browns. I give this to the Browns. In a close game, but go Browns. See you guys.